Join my Patreon at patreon.com/bunnytails for the full uncut reactions. Thank you for watching. Hi everyone, and welcome to the final episode of season 1 of the original series. This feels pretty monumental. After we finish this, we'll be going straight into season 2, so that is super exciting. I have had a blast with each and every episode, good or bad. Everything has had something to enjoy about it. Some more than others, but I think I can say that there is not a single episode that I actively have disliked. I know, I'm pretty easy to please, and hopefully we can continue that with the final episode. Don't let me down. This one's called Operation Annihilate. Sounds pretty violent. Let's see what it's all about. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment on which episode you enjoyed watching my reaction to the most, or whatever other thoughts you have, how excited you are to be going into season 2, season 3, The Next Generation, the movies, Star Trek 4, Search for Spock. I know a lot of you guys have been really asking about that. And with that being said, please do enjoy.
The overall pattern of mass insanity destroying civilizations follows an almost straight line through this section of the galaxy.
And next in line, Deneva.
Captain, we're picking up a ship on our sensors, heading directly into the Denevan sun. He'll burn up.
Denevan ship, this is the USS Enterprise.
Can you reverse your course? Acknowledge. Do you hear me?
Reverse your course.
He's too close, Captain.
So are we.
Okay.
Hull temperature
Yeah,
1,000
time to turn
degrees
back.
and
That
rising.
guy's already toast.
I get it. It's finally gone. I'm free.
He burned up, Captain.
It's gone, he's free? Sounds like some kind of voice in his head or something.
Take us to Deneva.
Aye, sir.
That Denevan ship headed deliberately into the sun. Why?
The mass insanity may have reached this planet, too.
Oh, Spock did mention mass insanity.
Jim, your brother Sam, his family, aren't they stationed on this planet?
Oh, his brother Sam. I think I remember mention of a brother before. Am I imagining it? I can't remember what episode or if it was in The Wrath of Khan. Well, Operation Annihilate makes me think
Captain's
that
log,
this is
star
something
date
that's happening
3287.2.
purposefully. Like somebody is
The mass
doing it on
insanity we have
purpose.
tracked across.
Not that it's some kind of thing floating in the galaxy that just happens to be passing by and infecting people or whatever.
I've made contact with your private transmitter.
That must be his brother.
Help
Maybe?
us. I don't have much time. They'll know. Please, please.
They'll
Really?
know.
This is
Contact broken, sir.
reestablish.
Sorry, sir.
I'm not interested in your excuses, Lieutenant. Reestablish contact with that transmitter.
I'm afraid that's impossible at the moment, Captain.
Got a little snippy with her there.
Did you know who that woman was?
Well, he did
Yes.
say her by name, so yes, I think so.
My brother Sam lives on Deneva. That woman
His wife?
sounded like his wife, Aurelin.
Well, she sounded like she was in trouble. And I'm already super drawn to this conflict because it's Kirk's family.
Sensors report the expected number of humans on the planet's surface. However, they are strangely quiet. Very little activity.
But not dead. Oh, swimming pool. This looks like it was filmed on maybe like well, maybe not a college, maybe a college campus or just some kind of office buildings.
Where is everyone?
They're here, Captain. In the buildings.
My brother's lab is over there. Let's find out what's happening.
Well, I hope his brother is okay.
Captain, several people approaching.
These people aren't quiet. Oh, their body isn't listening to what their brain says, I think.
Stand
They
by to
don't
fire.
want to hurt, but
Fire!
their bodies are moving on their own.
Did you hear what they said, Mr. Spock?
Indeed, they seemed most concerned for our safety. Their attitude was inconsistent with their actions.
To say the least. Fan out. Follow me.
Is that Aurelin? Oh no.
You're safe now.
Is this your brother, Jim?
And their child?
Sam. It is my brother. Was my brother.
No.
I'm sorry, Jim.
The kid too?
The boy is unconscious, but he's still alive.
Oh, thank God. At least there's that.
I'd better get the boy and the mother back to the ship, Jim.
He just found out that
Boy
his brother
Enterprise.
is dead. That's a big shock.
Notice the ventilator, Captain. Apparently, they were trying to keep something outside from getting in.
I'd like you to be on board when your sister-in-law regains consciousness.
Take charge of the landing party, Mr. Spock. I want some answers to all this.
Even if it's potentially too late for this planet, they could, I mean, they need to stop it before it continues through space.
Jim? Sam, he's
dead. But your son's still alive. You have to tell us what happened, Aurelia.
They came 8 months ago.
8 months ago.
Horrible things.
It's important that you tell us what kind of things.
What do they look like? Do they even have a physical form? Jeez.
As if she's fighting to get the answers out. As though something is exerting pain to stop her.
They use it to control us. They need us to be their arms and legs, forcing us to build ships for them. Don't let them.
Jesus. Oh my God. That scream. So they can't build ships, but they do need ships, so they're physical in some sense. They could be microscopic. Seems like they need a host.
My brother's son.
I'll do everything I can, Jim, to save him.
What killed her? Did the creatures just kill her because she was saying too much? Was she in too much pain?
Report.
The streets are extraordinarily quiet, Captain.
You've seen some kind of creature.
None, sir. It was just that noise we heard.
A peculiar buzzing sound.
Don't tell me they're like bees or something.
Let's go find out what it is. Set your faces on Force 3 to kill.
It sounded like a fart. Who done it? Oh, God. Ugh. Ah! They fly? I hate them so much. These things are gross.
Not only should it have been destroyed by our phasers, it does not even register on my tricorder. It is not life as we know or understand it. Captain, I suggest we risk taking it aboard.
It's too close in here. Maybe a trap. Let's move out.
Oh no.
Spock! Spock!
It's like a stingray.
Spock, are you all right?
I don't think he is.
Ship surgeon Dr. McCoy is examining a strange puncture wound left by one of the creatures on Mr. Spock's back.
Ugh, so they like inject them with some kind of brainwashing stuff.
Just prepare to close.
Doctor, there is more of it in him entwined all through his body.
To be very frank, Jim, I don't know that I can do anything for Spock or your nephew.
Oh no.
Did you operate on Spock in time?
No. I just removed these for examination. His body's full of these twining and growing all about his nervous system.
No way he could remove them all.
The same. Except leaves a stinger much like a bee or a wasp, leaving one of these in the victim's body.
They are like bees.
And the entwining is far, far too involved for conventional surgery to remove.
Recommendations?
I'm sorry, Jim. We're all stumped.
What a nightmare.
No, I won't.
All deck, security alert. Locate and restrain Mr. Spock.
Oh, we found him.
Must take the ship down. I must get down.
These things are so excruciating that this person would rather fly into the sun than live with those things in him.
Dr. McCoy, Captain, these restraints will no longer be necessary. I'll be able to return to duty. I apologize for my weakness earlier when I tried to take control of the ship.
No.
I'm a Vulcan, Doctor. Pain is a thing of the mind. The mind can be controlled. The creature, even now, is pressuring me. It wants this ship, but I am resisting.
Can he control it the way he says, Bones?
Who knows, Jim?
Yeah, I don't think he knows.
But whether he can control it hour to hour.
Let me help.
I need you, Spock.
Oh.
But we can't take any chances.
Yeah. So it controls them through pain.
My nephew, if he regains consciousness, will he go through that?
Yes.
I don't care what it takes or costs. You've got to help them.
There are over 1 million colonists on that planet down there. Just as much your responsibility. They need your help, too.
But we can't help them until we know how to help these people here. If we find a way to save the boy, then he can go about helping the rest of the colonists, but I don't think he can do much right now.
I am a Vulcan. There is no pain.
I just don't think he can return to regular duty. Just even if he can fight it off, it's gonna take so much strength of will.
Where do you think you're going?
I have an errand on the planet's surface. You will beam me down to the same coordinates as before. That is an order, Mr. Scott.
Aye, sir. And I'm sorry I have to disobey it.
Mr. Spock, I gave you an order to stay in the sickbay.
Until the pain was gone, Captain. It has been discontinued. By me. One of the creatures will have to be captured and analyzed, Captain. Since my nervous system is already affected, I don't believe they could do much more to me.
He has a point.
I'm in complete control of myself, Doctor.
Mr. Spock, your logic, as usual, is inescapable. Beam him down.
I wish I could just turn off pain whenever I wanted to.
Jim, that man is sick. And don't give me any damnable logic about him being the only man for the job.
I don't have to, Bones. We both know he is.
And you said that we need to help the other colonists. And that's what Kirk is allowing Spock to try to do. Well, not only does he have to deal with these creatures, but the colonists being controlled by the creatures too. Oh, there goes his phaser. Luckily, he doesn't really need it. Ooh. Yep, the pain comes back when he has to focus his energies on other things. Hurry, get it! What if they all jumped on him? Ugh. Hurry up, it's gonna fly away!
I assure you I'm all right.
You may be controlling the pain, Mr. Spock, but you're far from all right.
Unimportant at the moment, Doctor. A one-cell creature resembling more than anything else a huge individual brain cell.
That thing is a one-cell creature?
This may be one cell in a larger organism.
And although it is not physically connected to the other cells, it is nevertheless part of the whole creature, drawing its strength from the whole, which probably accounts for its unusual resistance to our phaser weapons.
Oh.
We may therefore find it difficult to destroy, Captain.
But not impossible, Mr. Spock. The Deneva that flew into the sun cried out that he was free, that he had won. That's the angle to work on, gentlemen.
There's a range? I was wondering if he said he was free because he got out of range, or because the heat from the sun, well, if the heat would have killed the organism tissue inside of him, it would have killed him too. So either he got out of range or he knew he was gonna die, so he just knew he was about to be free.
I'm sorry, Captain. I've tried everything I can. Barium radiation, intense heat, even as great as 9,000 degrees.
It has to be something that will kill the creature without destroying the human host.
Which happens to be my point. The thing won't die.
There's more than 2 lives at stake here. I cannot let it spread beyond this colony, even if it means destroying 1 million people down there.
Oh, but if these are just individual cells, the rest of it could be somewhere else.
Unless we find a way to destroy the creatures without killing their human hosts, my command responsibilities will force me to kill over 1 million people.
I regret I see no other choice for you, Captain.
Gentlemen, I want it stopped too, but not at the cost of destroying over 1 million people.
Including myself, Doctor.
If killing 5 people saves 10, it's a bargain. Is that your simple logic, Mr. Spock?
I cannot let this thing expand beyond this planet. Nor do I intend to kill 1 million or more people to stop it. I want another answer.
Okay.
I want that third alternative.
Well?
I'm sorry, Jim. We've been over it and over it. We've made every conceivable test.
I therefore request permission to beam down to the planet's surface. I also suggest your nephew accompany me.
Request denied.
I do not know how much longer I can hold out against the pain.
Request denied. There must be another answer. Something in the sun killed that thing before the Deneva died.
So what are some of the properties of the sun besides heat?
What other qualities or properties does the sun have?
Solar ones.
It's bright. It radiates a blinding light if you're close enough. But down on the surface, the creatures stayed in the shadows for the most part. Suppose they're sensitive to light. Light like in a sun, close up.
But he got like right on top of the sun before...
Can't move Deneva closer to the sun, Jim.
No, but you can move the equivalent of the sun to Deneva.
How are you gonna get that?
Well, I can rig a test cubicle, put our specimen in it. But I don't.
Good. Let's get on it.
Just do it.
The light of the sun at the proximity where the Deneva declared himself free was 1 million candles per square inch.
Ready, Doctor.
Put on your mask.
I feel like that kind of light would... I mean, I feel like it would still be damaging. To a human. It would like... I mean, maybe those goggles would help, but I was thinking that it would go through the eyelids and blind them.
Do it. What's the matter, Jim? We can do it.
It worked in a lab. But what about the people who are infected?
Well, I don't know. Maybe trial.
Maybe. There's no time for maybes, but we need to know now. Yes, we'd have to put someone who's infected under that light.
Yep.
Do you have any idea of the risk?
Very high.
You'll need a host for the next step in the test. I am the logical choice.
Do you know what 1 million candlelight per square inch can do to your optic nerves? I'll rig up a protective pair of goggles.
There'll be none on the planet's surface, Doctor.
I agree completely.
Wait.
Unfortunately, you're both right. All right, Mr. Spock.
So Spock's gonna go... He's gonna get goggles though, right? I mean... Okay, yeah, they want to test... His eyes can be saved, potentially.
Spock's the best first officer in the fleet.
Proceed.
Give him some goggles. Because those people are either dead, or blind, or cured. His eyes weren't even closed when it started. He would have... I'm just gonna watch.
Spock, are you all right?
The creature within me is gone.
But your eyes?
I'm also quite blind. An equitable trade, Doctor. Thank you.
Doctor, the result of the first test on the creatures remains.
Wait, what are the results? Didn't it just die?
Oh, no.
What do you mean, oh no?
I threw the total spectrum of light at the creature. It wasn't necessary. I didn't stop to think that only one kind of light might have killed it.
You're telling me that Spock need not have been blinded?
I didn't need to throw the blinding white light at all, Jim.
They couldn't have... They didn't wait for the test results?
Spock,
Doctor, it was my selection as well.
I don't think an episode has ever made me this upset.
Take care of him.
I can get past, like, little things here and there that don't quite make sense so that we can have a conflict at all, but This is...
Energize all satellites.
Affirmative.
Oh. Oh, gross.
The things are dying, sir. It's working.
McCoy here.
Tell Spock it worked.
You'll be happy to hear that.
Bones, it wasn't your fault. Bones.
I think everybody had a little bit of a lapse of judgment.
Captain, look. Mr. Spock.
How are you gonna explain
see.
this?
The blindness was temporary, Jim. There's something about his optical nerves which aren't the same as a human's.
Of course. Okay.
The brightness of the Vulcan sun
It's
has
so
caused the
convenient to
development
be a
of an inner
Vulcan,
eyelid,
or half
which acts
Vulcan.
as a shield against high-intensity light. Totally instinctive, Doctor. We tend to ignore it, as you ignore your own appendix.
Mrs. Spock. Regaining eyesight would be an emotional experience for most. You, I presume, felt nothing?
Quite the contrary, Captain. I had a very strong reaction. My first sight was the face of Dr. McCoy bending over me.
Pity brief blindness did not increase your appreciation for beauty, Mr. Spock.
What?
I might have known he'd turn up with something like that.
What's that, Doctor?
I said, please don't tell Spock that I said he was the best first officer in the fleet.
Why, thank you, Dr. McCoy.
I'm so concerned about his Vulcan eyes, Doctor. He forgot about his Vulcan ears.
Cute. Well, a happy ending. Some great interactions between, the characters. All right. Well, what a way to end the first season with what I am going to say right now might be my least favorite episode. It might be a little bit too early to tell, but there were just too many things that bothered me about everything that happened and decisions that were made. And I realize that these things aren't going to bother everyone. But for some reason, this just really got under my skin. I really think that they should have tested Spock with the goggles. Even if they wouldn't know for sure if it works while keeping the eyesight intact, that was an unnecessary risk. I think it would have been perfectly fine to test that on the colonists if they could prove that it could eliminate the creature inside the colonists. Don't take that unnecessary risk of also removing the eyesight from somebody who had access to the protection. And why didn't they wait for the test results before doing this? I know they're on a time limit, but geez, the test results literally came like 5 seconds after they pulled the damn switch. I can't stand behind any of that. What? The characters are smarter than that. We've seen how brilliant they can be. To me, they just went too far with that episode. They went too far with the let's try to make as much drama as possible. They went too far. Now that I've gotten all that out of my system, I did really enjoy some parts about the episode, of course. There's always something to enjoy. The idea that each of those little suckerfish things were a small part of a larger organism is a very interesting idea. I also think that an organism of that nature would probably be a lot larger than this tiny planet, and all of the cells that were on the planet would not be enough to make up the full organism. So I don't think, logically, reasonably speaking, they could assume that they completely destroyed the organism. I think this would be more akin to like a strand of hair of the organism, maybe. But I'm not a scientist. I don't know. It could be feasible. What do you guys think? Is that feasible? That the whole organism was on the planet? I feel like it is a tiny, tiny part of a larger organism that is like absolutely huge. And that's interesting to think about. Maybe they could have effectively destroyed that part of the organism that is in their universe, or in that section of the universe that they don't have to worry about. I don't know. Now I'm just waiting for all the comments. Bunny, you're overthinking it. Yes, I know. Don't tell me to stop overthinking things. That's like telling me to stop breathing. That's just who I am. And now let's circle back really briefly before we end to Kirk's brother Sam. When did they mention his brother? Was it before this in the series, or was it in the movie that I watched? Was this the first time that we knew that he had a brother? Gosh, I can't remember. And it's bugging me. When did they bring up his brother Sam? I'm sure they have before. Am I going crazy? And lastly, I just want to say like major props to all the actors, especially Kirk, Bones, Spock, for doing an excellent job in this episode. Kirk with the grief and the determination, Spock with the pain and the fighting of that pain, and McCoy bringing all the emotions to the table. Even if the story and the script doesn't resonate with me personally, these actors can still, with the immense amount of talent that they have, pull out these amazing performances. And that's definitely something great to take away from this episode in particular, I thought. Well, I would like to do a short little top 5 or top 10 video for my favorite episodes, and maybe think about maybe the ones that are on the bottom of my list. And when I do, that would be a great time for you guys to tell me what your favorites and least favorites were in the series. But also, if you want to say it now, you can as well. What were your favorite episodes? Where does this one rank? Am I the only one who really had this kind of adverse reaction to it on the first viewing? I know that conversing with you guys about it will help my appreciation increase, but right now, baseline, that's how I feel. Thank you guys, as always, for being here, for hanging out, for sharing your thoughts and your insights. And I'll see you guys very soon for season 2. Until then, goodbye.